to talk more about this, we are joined by Lieutenant General Naeem Khalid Lodhi, retired. As Pakistan brought the Taliban to the negotiating table with world powers to find a negotiated settlement in Afghanistan, India is playing otherwise. General, not only Pakistan but the United States as well as United States fear India in creating impediments in the way of inter-Afghan talks. This issue was raised by Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi at the SCO meeting earlier in the day. So what's your say on this?
I think it's quite obvious, because if you look at the Indian interests, which also coincide, unfortunately, with the American interests, that is that CPAC should not get its full potential. China should not get an access in Afghanistan. Russia should, I mean, this is the American, I'm saying Russian, maybe Indians are not very averse to that. So India, instead of joining this very great opportunity, as the region is likely to prosper, Iran can join us and India join us, and Afghanistan can become a gateway through of Central Asia, and all traffic can go up to Indian Ocean. It is just because of their one animosity with China, animosity with Pakistan, and their alliance with America. These are the main factors, and that is the main reason that why they are they have become detractors rather than supporting this peace process. But I'm quite confident, if I just list the detractors, India being on the top of it, and maybe ISIL and Tehreek-e-Taliban, Pakistan, the gun runners, the narcotic barons. This is the group which would not like, and maybe certain elements within the establishment, Afghan establishment. But most the elements which would like to have peace, the largest of them are the Afghan people. They are fed up. They want peace. Then all the Afghan neighbors, Pakistan, Iran, Central Asian countries, China, Russia. So I think those who want peace, they are much larger in number, and they are likely to prevail. And that is exactly what Foreign Minister reiterated at SCO's platform. And we all know that earlier he was in Shanghai also. And as the talks are progressing, we can see that ultimately they might cross the threshold in 1 or 2 months' time, that even the new establishment in USA may not be able to reverse it. So I'm quite confident that they will cross that threshold by November, by December, and Indians will not be able to do anything. Yes, one thing which they are doing, which is very sad, that they are taking full advantage of these last few weeks which are available with them. You see attacking in the Balochistan area and in erstwhile Fata area. So that is all very sad, but in my assessment, ultimately, Pakistan and the other neighbors, Afghanistan, they are going to prevail. The peace is going to prevail, because the bloc that requires peace, that are vying for peace, is much stronger as compared to the detractors.
So, General Lodhi, officials and diplomatic sources say U.S. also fears India is creating impediments in the way of inter-Afghan talks. In May, U.S. Special Envoy Khalid traveled to New Delhi in an apparent attempt to restrain India from creating hurdles in peace process. So what's your say on this?
You know, one thing is well known to everyone, you know, in diplomatic terms, also in diplomatic circles. You can't really make out what actually is going on, the undercurrents, whatever actually is going on under the table. Whereas USA may be saying that they fear that India will spoil the peace process. About USA, I will say two things. I'm a straight general and not a politician, and neither a diplomat. Whereas USA may be interested, and they are very much interested, that their own exit from Afghanistan should be peaceful. Whether they want peaceful Afghanistan after they leave, I have my doubts. Because once I see their interests in the region, where they would not like to see CPAC flowering, they would not like to see influence of China and Russia in this region. So I think they would like to have some influence even after leaving in Afghanistan, and that influence will be, let me say, openly is likely to be negative, and they would like to see Afghanistan in turmoil. They only want a peace for some time so that they can exit. So I do not know whether India is playing American game or their own game. I can't say that.
General Lodhi, last month, veteran Afghan politician Gulbuddin Hikmatyar said India is supporting the Afghan government to sabotage the Afghan peace process. He said India's actions will have dangerous consequences for Afghanistan. So what could be these consequences Hikmatyar was referring to?
I think that the first thing is that, as I also indicated, that there could be certain elements within the Afghan establishment who may not be happy with this accord because, leaving your status, leaving all the perks and privileges which you are enjoying now, it is not a easy thing. What Hikmat Yar was indicating is that whereas Afghan of Taliban are abiding by all the clauses which they have, decided with the Americans, they have not yet decided anything as far as the Afghan government is concerned. And they are quite strong. They are in numbers, and they have political support. They have people support. They control a lot of area. So the Afghan government must evaluate that once the Americans leave, what will be their position within Afghanistan. And I think he was hinting at that if Afghan government agrees to the thing that is good for them, otherwise the things might turn very ugly.
Lieutenant General Naeem Khalid Lodhi, retired. Thank you very much for talking to Indus News. We really appreciate that.